What's up guys, I'm Jim Tay and this time I'm back and I want to talk about the number one transformation that I covered in my video on the top 10 Singapore transformations of the next decade is the Greater Southern Waterfront. Yes, I'm sure you've all heard of it and are quite familiar with what's going on there right now. So I'm going to share with you 3 projects that I think will stand to benefit from this development in the longer run, as well as two in fact bonus things to look out for. If this is the first time you're seeing me, my name is Jim Tay. I advise my clients with their property decisions. You can learn more about me in my website that I'll include in the YouTube description below. Okay, this and a quick disclaimer before I dive right in. This is not investment advice. Please do look for your trusted advisor if you have one. If not, you can always look for me if you want to seek help for your property purchase decisions. With that said, let's dive right in. The first property that I want to talk about is a very iconic property located around the Keppel region of Singapore, near Harbourfront. If you're driving or even if you're taking public transport, you won't miss it and you have definitely seen it. It's none other than Reflections at Keppel Bay. Yep, you've probably guessed it. And here's why I think this is one property that will stand to benefit over the longer run. Okay? I recently served a buyer looking for a unit at Reflections, and I want to share with you some of the transaction trends of the various Keppel condos over there. So we have a number of condos. Let me bring up the app to show you the trend lines of the pricing of all these condominiums. Alright, so here's the app. Go into the project analysis. So for the project Reflections. Reflections at Keppel Bay. Let's add it to our compare cart. Okay, but make sure we click on the right one. Okay, so here it is, add compare cart. Right. So you can see here, the patch in green is the Keppel Golf Course. Okay, this is what is of course going to be cleared away for a mix of public and private housing to be built on it in future. Right, so this Keppel, there are few other projects over here, Caribbean, right, and over here you have Corals, and the most recent one that was just launched a couple of years ago is Reef at Kingsdock. Okay. Many blocks here, just got to find the right one. Yep, this one, the Reef at Kingsdock. So add to compare cart. Okay, then click compare. Compare now, look at the time chart. I want to look at the trend of these properties. I have to go back to the 1990s because that was when the oldest of the lot, Caribbean at Keppel Bay, was launched. So let's look at let's go back to the earliest year, which is 1995. Here it is. I'm going to show you. Right, let's look in order. Okay, Caribbean at Keppel Bay started off the cheapest, of course, way year back at just over 800 PSF. Today, when we enter the market, it's all-time high. Right? Then we have Corals around low 2000 PSF. Okay, today you enter also at an all-time high. Okay, Reef of course still under construction, similar price trend at the start. You may be getting what I'm driving towards. You can see Reflections launched at about 1008 per square feet on average in quarter 2 of 2007. Okay, went up to a high of 2006 per square feet in 2014. However, since then you can see that there has actually been a sharp drop in prices at Reflections, and only from this time in 2017, okay, have you seen prices started to climb again. Right. So what does this show you? Right? If you enter any other properties besides for Reflections, so Caribbean, Corals, you're entering at an all-time high for the project. Even at Reef at Keppel's Dock, since it was launched to today, the price has also been increased by the developer by quite a bit. Hence, you'll also be entering at a higher price compared to your peers. Only at Reflections at Keppel Bay, this is the only property along the Keppel stretch that offers waterfront living that can be purchased at a price that is competitive today in relation to many of the other units at Reflections at Keppel Bay. That's because, of course, when Reflections at Keppel Bay launched initially, it was positioned as a high-end luxury project. Okay, back then the prices was way too high for its time, and today it has normalized. Personally, I've been very blessed and privileged to be able to do a deal for one of my buyers who were looking at this area recently. And in fact, in January, okay, my transaction was picked out by Edge Prop as the highest loss-making transaction for the month of January this year. Because when we were searching out, we realized that Reflections, even though it is a newer property, a more modern condominium, okay, Caribbean that was next door was in fact selling at a higher per square feet than us. Okay, that's despite being close to 10 years older on their 99-year lease compared to Reflections. So we felt that it was quite a good entry point at Reflections at that point of time, where in fact many of the owners there, they are taking a loss now to sell their properties. One big reason for them wanting to sell now is also because of the upcoming construction, the Keppel Golf Course area that I pointed out earlier. So that's going to have construction for quite some years ahead. Hence, the new occupants, which is what I told my buyers as well, you probably have to deal with some noise over the upcoming number of years. Okay, however, beyond that, I think there's definitely room for the prices of the per square feet at Reflections at Keppel Bay to rise again after all this is said and done. Doesn't matter, because in the longer run, Reflections at Keppel Bay, I'm confident will always be at the forefront of buyers' mind when they think about waterfront living. It's always going to be iconic and always going to be super beautiful and a landmark for Singapore property. The second one I want to share with you is Newport Residences. This is a new launch, it's not yet for sale yet, that's coming up in the Central Business District area of Singapore. I'll share with you what's really interesting about it pretty soon. There's not too many details out yet. What I have is a developer fact sheet which I'm running through with you. For those who are not too familiar, Newport Residences is the former Fuji Xerox Towers. Okay, it's a wholly owned property by City Developments Limited. Okay, and their tagline for this property is a home, an icon, and address for all time. Why an address for all time? Because one thing that stands out is definitely its freehold status, which is something pretty rare, especially for a project of this size and magnitude within the CBD area. I'll share more shortly. Right, so this is the artist's imagery, the artist's impression, which when I first saw it, I mean, it really stood out to me. Hope you feel the same about it. Look at the many layers of the cascading waters and the greenery across all the floors, the vertical landscaping. Very rarely do you see projects that really stand out so much. Okay, these days we see a lot of the common glass facade windows. You don't really see something as outstanding as this. This is the fact sheet. Here you see that the tenure is estate in perpetuity, which also means freehold. Here I want to point out something very important, that there's only 246 units, which means I want to indicate again it's rare. Okay, this is not a property that if you want to buy, you can definitely get. Okay, it's if it's oversubscribed, it will definitely be sold out. 2 little units, okay, available. If not, it's something that you should get your hands on, because if you're not the first buyer here, in future, I don't know how long people will be holding this property for, because it's meant to be a timeless property, freehold in the city centre of Singapore. For the project consultants, you have the design architect. This is one of the famous names worldwide, Nikken Seiki. Later on, I'll show some of the projects that they've done before. Right, and builder, we also have Wohak. Okay, this is the arguably the #1 builder in Singapore. So as you can see, this project is helmed by very reputable names. Here we can see the unit mix. Okay, majority is the 1 bedroom, 86. Not surprising given the location of this property, 35% of units. Right. We also have quite a few of the 2 bedroom units, 2 bedroom premium and the 2 bedroom with study. And for those with the deepest pockets, they really want something for the ages, timeless and largest, we have one super penthouse, right? Close to 13,000 square feet. Wow, if that's you, please give me a call right now. Let me now bring out a map to show you where exactly is Newport Residences and why I think this is the star project to look out for over the second half of this year, and the one that will stand to make the biggest benefit from the Greater Southern Waterfront. So there are a number of CBD launches coming up this year. Okay, Newport Residences is over here, right? We have an existing project, One Burnham, right? And then we have a number of upcoming projects. Most of them are leasehold, right? We have Maxwell House, right? The en bloc of Maxwell House. We have Skywaters Residences, the former AXA Tower. that will likely be the new tallest building in Singapore, taking over from Warwick Residences. Then we also have Marina View, IOI Central Boulevard Towers, the Marina View Residences. These are all leasehold, right? Okay, including one Burnham, they are all leasehold. Only Newport Residences is freehold, that's how rare it is. There is, however, one other freehold plot right behind over here. This is the former Realty Centre. Right. However, as you can see clearly from the map itself, it's a much smaller plot at Realty Centre, so I don't think it will have the same depth that Newport Residences can offer its owners. Right. Over the longer run, as the Greater Southern Waterfront starts to take up shape, right? I think being a freehold property that's brand new, and of course by one of the top-notch developers, CDL, okay, definitely stands to boost this property's price over the longer run. The third property that I want to share is a little bit further away from the actual location of the Greater Southern Waterfront. Let me show you a map and I'll point out where it is. So you may have already spotted it. Below here is Greater Southern Waterfront, and yes, I'm talking about none other than One Pearl Bank. Yes, this property, One Pearl Bank, has been on the market for a while already. You have definitely, I believe, heard of it, or maybe even visited the sales gallery before. Did you know that the property has been silently selling under the radar? I wouldn't say it's been particularly loudly marketed, okay, in the community. However, it has achieved more than 90% sales to date. Why is that? Personally, I think this is one of the best locations for property in Singapore because it's connected to not just one MRT line, connected to 4 different colours: the green, the purple, the brown, the newly opened Thomson East Coast line, and also the downtown line at Chinatown. So in terms of connectivity, this beats the properties that I mentioned earlier. It beats Reflections at Keppel Bay, it beats Newport Residences. This is connected to 4 different MRT lines. Right behind me, I also have nature, Pearl's Hill City Park. Okay, so I'm not far away from amenities. Tanjong Pagar Chinatown is just a very short walk nearby. I am also not far away from nature with Pearl's Hill Park right behind, and I also have great views all around me because I am the standalone tower there at One Pearl Bank. Right? That's not all. That's the property's attributes that it has right now. I just want to share something about the future potential of One Pearl Bank. Just look over here at this master plan. Okay, that I think is really impressive when we study really the transformation potential and the future impact of the Greater Southern Waterfront on One Pearl Bank. So this 7.2 is the location of One Pearl Bank. Below this rig, this entire site, okay, is SGH. Right, and more importantly, more than that, I want to point to you that there are still multiple plots of residential land nearby. 3.5, plot ratio 7.4, 3.5. Okay, more than that, this is the most important piece here. Okay, a 6.3 plot ratio wide site. For those that can recall, this used to be Pearl Centre that was torn down to make way for the construction of the Thomson East Coast line. I do think that these land plots, as well as this wide site, is a huge catalyst to the future potential of One Pearl Bank. Okay, this is in addition to the Greater Southern Waterfront that I showed you earlier. Because think about it, the Greater Southern Waterfront, while it is awesome, okay, it is a great transformation. However, in terms of connectivity, right, you may get potential shuttle buses that goes through the Greater Southern Waterfront. You may get some LRT like lines. However, if we are talking about major MRT lines with connections that goes everywhere, I think One Pearl Bank is one property that ticks many of those boxes. So in the long run, when the Greater Southern Waterfront is formed, right, we do get potential tenants, potential occupants who want to live nearby, but yet they may at the same time want connectivity to places all over the island very easily. For buyers such as those, One Pearl Bank actually stands out as a very top choice. Furthermore, like I shared, all the future potential land plots, right, today, right now, One Pearl Bank in fact has many star buys still available. One of them stands out. Okay, when I was doing research, I saw that they have a unit still available. It's a 3-bedroom. Okay, costs below 3 million and it's less than $2,600 per square feet. If you think about it, today, okay, in today's market environment, already in the outside central region, the OCR, you have projects that are easily crossing the 2,000 per square feet mark. In fact, I believe at Lentor Modern, the highest achieved was 2,005 per square feet. And we're going to see right after I launch this video, Tembusu Grand. I believe the average pricing is going to be at least more than 2004 and maybe even close to 2005 per square feet. Right? Terra Hill, in fact, has an average pricing higher than One Pearl Bank already at this moment. So I think at One Pearl Bank, it's still a steal and it's still a great value. I think it's still selling at the previous prices, and the outside central region has simply caught up too much, right? It's more than 90% sold. Yeah. So if you are keen, I hope this information has helped you. Do get in touch with me if you want to. If you want my support with your purchase at One Pearl Bank, I'll be very grateful. Yeah. The bonuses that I want to share, okay, I'll tell you right now. Okay, this you only probably notice if you keep up with the market, including the government land sales, because that is insight into the future government plans. Right, so let me head back to the master plan here. I want to show you, look at this area, which is also part of the Greater Southern Waterfront, the Marina South. In green, on the right here, is your Gardens by the Bay, GBTB. You see so many plots of land, so many plots of white land here, right? The most interesting thing that I want to point out, and the bonus, okay, the real first movers advantage into this entire green, the fresh plot of land, the Greater Southern Waterfront, these two plots, okay, this 56 here and this 4.2, right? These two plots are released by our government for sale, and they are the very first two, like I shared, to come up in this area. I'm very excited because the government, okay, they had the choice to put these plots of land into the reserve list. Okay, there are some other plots in Singapore, large plots. I want to name specifically the Kampong Bugis site, you know, where the property Kallang River site is. Over there, there's huge plots of land that developer is looking for a master developer to take over and build something very impressive, I should say in advance. However, it's on the reserve list. That means the government has no pressure, in fact, or no impetus to want to push this out quickly. However, these two plots at Marina South, they are not on the reserve list, they are on the confirmed list. That means it's really something that the government wants to push forward, okay? And I'm really excited to see the technical plans of the properties here, right? In fact, this plot, the 5.61, right? You'll probably be the first mixed development here. And if you get the right facing, you face Gardens by the Bay, wow, I think that's going to be a fantastic view. And you know, Gardens by the Bay is not going anywhere, right? That plot is going to remain as one of the icons in Singapore as well. Right, I'm so looking forward to it, and I think this is a bonus and it's a true first movers advantage into the Greater Southern Waterfront. Let's see who are the developers who will bid for the plots and what the land price is going to be. With that, yeah, I'm done with this video. Again, I hope you've gained value and you learned something from me today. Once again, my name is Jim Tay. Please, if you enjoy my content and you want to support me with any real estate transaction, do get in touch directly. Like this video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you've not yet done so. Share this video with one of your friends, anybody whom you think it might be helpful. I'll see you again in my next video.